Adriana y Harold, muy buenos días. El caso ha...
Y hay nuevos detalles en el caso de una conductora de Uber a la que le impusieron una multa por no hablar idioma inglés en el condado de Miami-Dade. Y el condado anunció que la mujer no tendrá que pagar esta multa.
Bueno, pero el chofer dice que eso no cubre los daños emocionales. Vamos a pasar con nuestra colega Leticia Hernández, quien se encuentra en vivo desde el Aeropuerto Internacional de Miami con lo último de esta polémica que usted vio primero aquí en el 51. Adelante, Leticia.
Adriana y Harold, muy buenos días. El caso ha creado gran preocupación dentro de la comunidad, especialmente entre los conductores de la empresa Uber. Una situación que aparentemente pronto cambiará. Lamentable, pero es algo que será subsanado. Así ha respondido el condado Miami-Dade después que a Carmen Echevarría, conductora de Uber, le impusieran una multa de $250 por no hablar correctamente el idioma inglés.
Más del 90% de los casos muy parecidos a este le dan una advertencia, una multa, pero no con un costo de $250. Así que desde nuestro punto de vista es algo que el condado Miami-Dade pueda arreglar.
Es tapar el sol con un dedo. Aquí hay otras cosas más delicadas, que es el respeto al derecho del ciudadano.
Echevarría, quien dejaba 2 clientes en el Aeropuerto Internacional de Miami y una empleada de seguridad llamara al inspector después que ella no le entendiera, grabó con su teléfono celular el pasado domingo el momento cuando era multada.
¿Por qué tú me estás poniendo un tic?
Porque, mira, aquí hay un code. ¿Te estoy explicando?
Sí,
¿No quieres que te lo diga, no?
Sí.
Unable to communicate in English language.
Se llama discriminación.
El Código de Ordenanza de la Red del Transporte del Condado Miami-Dade aprobó desde el pasado mayo del 2016 que se multe a conductores que no sean capaces de comunicarse en el idioma inglés, algo que próximamente cambiará.
Según lo que me han explicado, no hay ningún requerimiento de idioma o de poder comunicarse en inglés como hay en el condado Miami-Dade a nivel estatal. Así que todo esto va a cambiar el primer día de julio.
Es la primera ocasión que nosotros vemos un tipo de este caso donde hay una multa por no hablar el inglés.
El caso de Echevarría, sin embargo, crea preocupación entre otros conductores.
Ahora sabiendo esto, se me hace como difícil seguir trabajando de Uber en cualquier sitio del condado.
Y cabe añadir que la empresa Uber ha enviado un mensaje a sus conductores de que en caso de que sean multados antes del 1 de julio, cubrirán los gastos. Es la información que tenemos en vivo desde el Aeropuerto Internacional de Miami. Leticia Hernández informándoles. Continúen con más de Telemundo 51, primera edición.
Watch, cop fines woman $250 for not communicating in the English language. In the land of the free, failing to speak impeccable English will result in the police being called and will end with a $250 notice of extortion. By Matt Agarist, June 20, 2017. Miami, Florida. In the land of the free, failure to speak English will result in a citation. Uber driver, Carmen Echevarria found out the hard way that not speaking English in today's America is a punishable offense. Echevarria's fine was the result of a discriminatory Miami-Dade County memorandum that demands any driver of a transportation vehicle be able to communicate in English. Up until this week, Echevarria, who doesn't speak the best English, has not had any problems. However, all that changed when a see something say something citizen got into Echevarria's Uber car and demanded she speak English. Instead of simply getting in the car and letting her drive her to the destination, the Uber customer became enraged that Echevarria would ask a passenger in her vehicle to translate. So, the customer called the police. I felt discriminated against, Echevarria told the station in Spanish. I asked the passenger sitting in her car, "Can you please help translate what she is saying?" Then she asked why, if I was an Uber driver, I didn't speak English. As Telemundo reports, in May 2016, Miami-Dade County issued a memorandum with rules for drivers of the transportation network, and one of the prerequisites is the ability to communicate in English. I told her so sorry, a little English. Then she called the inspector, who also confronted me and told me in order to be an Uber driver I needed to speak English, Echeverria explained. In a sad attempt at justifying the ridiculous code, Miami-Dade Department of Transportation Public Relations Officer Carla Damian issued a statement attempting to clarify the rule. Read more. FK this guy, I'm going to hit him. Cops kill homeless man on video, get no charges. The code doesn't require the driver to be proficient in the English language, but the driver should have some knowledge of the English language in order to communicate with a passenger in case of an emergency or to receive and understand basic directions from the passenger, Damian wrote. As mentioned above, Echeverria has never had a problem with getting her passengers where they needed to go. And, had the passenger this week, who turned her in for lack of English skills, simply got in the car and let Echeverria do her job, there would still not be an issue. As anyone who's ever taken an Uber knows, the route, destination, and payment are already entered into the driver's system before they even show up to drive you. There is absolutely no need whatsoever to engage in conversation with the driver. In another sad attempt at justifying the citation, Miami-Dade Mayor Carlos Gimenez said usually warnings are given instead of citations, according to NBC. And, in their statement, the mayor's office even noted that the woman could speak some English. It does seem like she could communicate in the English language and take directions, so it's unfortunate that a fine was issued, said Mike Hernandez, the mayor's communications director. The county can work with this driver and with Uber to address this situation. As NBC Miami reports, Uber spokesman Javi Carriazo sent a statement to NBC6 saying the company is proud of the diversity of driver partners in the South Florida market. Carriazo went on to say that until statewide regulations go into effect on July 1, Uber asks all driver partners in the state to follow all applicable local laws and regulations. Read more. Deputy punches boy in the face, in court. Boy gets charged with assault. The statewide regulation to which Carriazo is referring is CS/HB 221. This bill was signed into law in May and overrides these ridiculous requirements for speaking English. The good news is Uber stated that in the case of a driver receiving a ticket for not speaking English, they would cover their expenses. Also, since this story began gaining traction and resulted in subsequent backlash for the county, there are reports that the ticket may be excused. However, until that time, officials would do well to realize the grave nature of such a law. For being different, in the land of the free, you can and will face steep consequences through police-enforced extortion or worse. Make no mistake, if you refuse to pay this extortion fee, you will be kidnapped and thrown in a cage.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheep up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Charlotte County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But you know, do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, you know, at least I can do it. You know, 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea, too, that we have is, you know, if I got, you know, some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. You know, 47,000 of you so far right now. You know, $1 a day. I mean, $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.